I'll just start. Many people didn't know this, but my dad was dealing with some stuff this week. So shout out to my dad. That one was for you. So I know he's probably watching this right now. He's doing good, but Dad, love you, man. That was for you. So thank you.
Hey, Dereck, what kind of win like this do for this team?
Hopefully just give us confidence in our process and give us confidence in the way that we go about our business. When things don't go right, when a coach gets fired, everyone feels that because we all had a hand in that. It's football. It's not just one person, but we know how that goes. And so it was an emotional week, but I was really proud of our guys that we flipped the switch and compartmentalized and just went to work. So thankful to get a win against team leading our division, and just what a difference a week makes, right, for us. So hopefully we can continue to do and build on it, but we'll have definitely some corrections. But to get this win, I know it felt good for everybody in the building, and gave us hopefully some confidence going forward.
What was it like throwing to MVS?
I told him, I said, I love throwing to fast people. My whole career, I said, you're fast and tall, and so those are two good things. So we knew. We didn't have a lot of experience going to play receiver for us today, but at the end of the day, I keep saying nobody cares. We have to go execute and we have to go make plays. Thankfully, we have a guy like MVS that he's played a lot of football at a very high level in some big situations, and so he was able to come down with some of those plays for us. But it felt good to be able to hit and connect on some of those because we knew the potential was there, but it's nice to be able to connect on them and see it actually happen.
Both of the long ones to him sort of hit perfectly for a guy you really haven't worked with much. Is that surprising at all to you?
I'm just thankful, I'm thankful they hit, throwing to those fast guys, I tend to just see where they're running. And Coach Olson always told me judge angles and speeds, whether it's walk through or full speed, and that's how you work on accuracy. But thankfully, we were able to hit them in stride. Everyone would have been. That's the thing about those plays. If you don't hit them, it's like, oh well, they haven't worked together, and it'd probably be true. But thankfully, we hit them, and they ended up being really big plays for us in this game. But that's he's a veteran. I'm a veteran. He knew the landmarks. He knew where to run. And thankfully, I've thrown to some fast guys here before that helped me.
Speaking of throwing to fast guys, obviously there's still a lot missing from the offense with the injuries, but is that an element you feel like was really missing the most, was having that speed, that breaking with a top defense? Yeah,
and I think he gives us an element of that. Obviously now, especially, it's making those plays down the field is not easy. Tracking that ball with guys all over you. That's not easy, but he did a great job, and so hopefully that adds an element to teams watching the film. Like, oh wow, they're back to throwing the thing 60 yards, in the air, and hopefully that helps. Everyone else helps. AK helps. It all works together, and so I'm sure the happiest person in the building was Alvin when he saw those connect. Because now safety's got to back up. DBs are a little less, downhill, and so it's football. It all works together.
Speaking of Alvin, what were your thoughts when he dropped the pass, and also what was y'all's intent on that play? Was that one y'all saved for that moment?
Yeah, me and Clint on the sideline. He said, "Hey, next 2 to 5, how you like? You like this?" I was like, "Yes, please call that one." And so we liked it, and there's a progression to it. It just ended up being Alvin's play, and it's AK. I'm not worried about him. Obviously we want to hit it. We want to hit them all. But we're going to continue to rely on 41. He makes that play more times than not.
So you go up to him and try and encourage him.
Oh yeah, he basically came over and just fell on me. Like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I just put my arm around him. I was like, bro, I love you, bro. If that ends up costing us, I would throw it 100 more times to you. Like, he knows that. I know that. He was heartbroken, that happened. He wanted to, ice the game. Don't even have to put the defense out there, in a situation. But thankfully, defense made a stop, so it didn't hurt as much.
Well, Tyron said he thought maybe if that happened a month ago, you all might not have been able to recover and win. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, we talked a lot about this week. Riz talked a lot about this week. Hey, if crap doesn't go our way, it's okay, keep playing, you know, and it kind of just eased the mood. And we honestly, like, we have nothing to lose, you know. They already fired our coach, you know. We lost, you know, last week at the time to a team that was in last place in our division. I mean, what else do we have to lose? I mean, just go out there and compete, you know. If it doesn't go right, keep playing. And it kind of, that mindset of just keep playing, keep competing, kind of just put an ease to everybody. You know, it didn't have to, not that it was before, like feeling like we're on pins and needles, but it's like when you get your back up against the wall and guys haven't been in that situation or scenario, it can kind of feel like a big letdown. You know, it happened and everyone's crushed, like, oh man, wish we had that one, but there was no like, man, if they go get a field goal, we just got to keep playing, you know. And so I definitely felt that steadiness for sure.
Derek, what was the reason like just going up in a pregame? Like, what was he like? What was
Fired up, honest, intense. You know, those are the words that when I think of Riz, you know, that's what I think of, especially pregame, and you know, his awareness for what everyone's dealing with too. You know, it's rare, but he's really good at it. You know, Rich Bisaccio is a lot like that. You know, their awareness. I don't know if it's just special teams guys or what. Their awareness for knowing what a guy's dealing with, knowing what's going on at home, you know, but still encouraging you, there for you. He texted me late last night, you know, about the situation, you know, that we were dealing with as a family, and I just, you know, for that to be on his mind, he's about to coach his first head coach game, you know, it just says a lot about him, and I'm sure he texted multiple people, you know, last night, you know, because that's just who he is. So, you know, we love playing, and you want to win for him. You know, you want to put your best foot forward, and hopefully, you know, give him a chance at being a head coach someday.
How would you describe the mood of the locker room right now? Like after this game, is it relief? How would you describe it?
Just confident, really. We have, I know I kept saying this, but like we really believe that we were a good football team this whole time. And I know, trust me, for me especially, that was a long 7 weeks, you know. It's like, is this ever going to end? You know, we have those human thoughts, but we never wavered in the work, and we never wavered in our confidence in what we could be. It just, when you get punched in the face over and over again, it starts to hurt, you know. And so for us to bounce back and do that, you know, Double D said it to me. He said before the game, he looked at me. Our locker's right next to each other. He looked at me and said, "Don't be surprised when it goes well today." And I just smiled because that's how we felt the whole time. He said we should be surprised when it doesn't, and that just speaks to the kind of leader that he is, you know, that he's been here for years.
Dereck, you've been a part of the Raiders interim coach that was successful.
Yeah.
You see similarities here?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And I said that after we met with Riz and everything, when everything first happened. You know, I have seen, you know, this situation, like I sadly joked with y'all like too many times, you know, but, you know, with this scenario is very similar where like it just feels different. You know, you got to make the feeling, whatever was going on and it just didn't work out for us. You know, the next guy, when I see it successful, is when it just feels different. And Riz did a great job of changing the environment and just how it felt. You know, to just really just to give guys hope again, give guys like, hey, we got this. You know, that kind of feeling. And Riz reminds me a lot of the situation with Rich. You know, and Rich Bisaccio is one of my favorite men in the world, and he's one of my favorite coaches I've ever had. And so. I can't put Riz there yet. We're one game in, but I do love playing for him.
And Derek, is this the first time you've outrushed Taysom?
Thank you for asking that question. It is the first time I've outrushed Taysom. So I think all the quarterback powers, I think, would clearly go to me from now on. So we'll see.
Second touchdown to Mark. What did you see that play?
Second one, we brought the motion. They went in and out. Corner jumped outside of Juwan, and safety moved over. And really, Quez just now has to beat across the face of everybody else, and he did. And so as soon as I saw that, I just got my eyes to him as quick as I could and get the ball to him, because those are two of the best safeties in the league. You know, as soon as my eyes go, they're going to be there half a second quicker than most of the other guys in the NFL. So I just got my eyes to him as quick as I could and get the ball out of my hands, and he did his job of winning on the back line.
Derek, how much did your dad weigh on you throughout the week?
It was. I love my family. You know, my family, my faith and my family are more important to me than football. You know, football is my job, so don't get that twisted that I don't like this. And y'all know I give everything I can to this. But you know, there was some days in the middle of the week where I was thinking like, dang, do I need to go out there? You know, like, do I gotta go see him? And that's just me not, you know, you're so far away, you don't know. You know, I remember waking up to a text and I was like trying to call people, and it's like, I forget, it's like, you know, 3 a.m. there. You know, it's like I'm not gonna hear for a while. So it definitely was on my mind, but thankfully he's doing better. And so, you know, that's all I can ask for. So everyone that prayed for him, that knew about it, thank you. But yeah, he's doing good. So hopefully this one made him happy.
For Alvin, Darren was saying that he was the guy maybe most bought in. What did you just see from Alvin, that buy-in and making him a captain?
That was unbelievable. It was so cool to see how on the same page we all were, because, you know, I remember we had a moment where Devontae, with the Raiders, Devontae was like, hey, we should make Josh Jacobs a captain, because we really felt his presence, we really felt his leadership growing and all that. We're like, and all of us like, absolutely. And we ended up doing that. And then we also, you know, in this scenario, I thought of the same thing. I was like, AK deserves to be a captain. Like the way he leads, the way he is, you know, the way him and I communicate, and Eric, you know, pushing the guys, talking in front of the guys, all that kind of stuff. I was like, he deserves it. And before I could even say anything, Riz said it in a team meeting. I was like, perfect. So it's cool. It's cool when everyone's on the same page and feels that way, you know, because I think when that happened, I mean, the whole team meeting room erupted, you know, happy, because yeah, he deserves it. And again, to be an all-time anything, you know, apart from being a captain, I just say congrats to AK, because that's special, especially on a team like this.